everyone, my name is Jenna, but you guys can call me Jen, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the start of yet another weekend reading vlog. Hi, hello! It is currently gross and rainy out, which is why my hair looks like this, because I went grocery shopping at the end of my workday, and well, it's rainy and gross, so this is what happens. We're back at the weekend. It's Friday night. What have I got planned this weekend? Not a whole lot. Tomorrow I'm going to a late lunch, I guess, with a guy on a date, I guess. I don't know. I'm like simultaneously anxious about it just because I'm always in a state of anxiety about meeting new people. And then I'm also in a state of just like, okay, cool. Because it's online dating. Online dating sucks. So that's all right. I'm going to McNally, which is a bookstore nearby. So if all else fails, I'm getting a new book out of it, so that'll be good. But other than that, what am I gonna get up to this weekend? Hopefully a lot of reading. I have only read 5 books this month, and it is already the 20-something of April. 22nd? Earth Day? Yeah. And my two main goals for this weekend are going to be finishing up Bluebird by C.L. Pirlo, which I started last weekend. And I have not yet read any further in it because I just have not been in the reading mood. Hopefully I can polish that off this weekend. And then I want to also make a chunk through Valor by John Gwynne. I am super amped because Holly from Holly Hearts Books just announced her next round of Medievalathon, and that's gonna be in May, and I have like 2 TBRs already planned for it. Apparently I'm going real hard in May. So I got like 10 books laid out for that readathon, which is just wild. So that's gonna be fun, and I will probably have an extra video going up this week for that TBR. You guys will have to watch out for it. But on top of that, I have, of course, Jade Legacy, which I really should wrap up. So maybe I'll focus on that as well. And then today I also went to the library again and I picked up another hold, which is the Battle of the Linguist Mages, which is, you know, intriguing, and it's a new release, I do believe. So I'm excited about it, and I've heard only good things about it and that it's just absolutely wild. So I'm excited to read this at some point. But for now, I'm sitting on the couch and I'm currently listening to an episode of Potterless, which is great. I think tonight I'm just gonna relax and watch something on TV. I'm not entirely sure, but we're gonna see what I get up to. And we're gonna see what this weekend brings. Just thought I'd start this and say hey. So I'll catch up with you guys a little later. Hello friends, how's it going? Happy Saturday. I'm home from my late lunch date thing. I had my live stream earlier, which was good, not super productive because A, it's super gloomy today. It's been raining all day, if you can't tell from the droplets on my eyeglasses still, because I haven't had, you know, the wherewithal to take my glasses off and clean them. But it was very gloomy and my brain wasn't working, and I was also very just like in a state of trying to fend off anxiety. You know that feeling? I'm not good with meeting new people, so anxiety was high. Wasn't crazy high, which is good. We like that. We like progress. But it was hard. I think I only wrote like 900 words today, which is fine because I reread some stuff and basically reread the prologue and Maeve's chapters and just kind of added stuff in here and there, which is all I needed to do. But now that I'm home, I should probably eat something. I'm not like super hungry though, because I like ate late lunch and ate like a muffin and anxiety makes me not hungry. So we'll see what I end up eating in a bit. But yeah, I got a book at the bookstore also, because I told myself I'm going out for lunch, and if all else fails, I'm buying myself a book. And I did. So I bought the first book of John Gwynne's of Blood and Bone series. So that's gonna join my John Gwynne books on the shelf, because I don't know when I'm gonna read this. I just knew as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, John Gwynne, he's coming home with me. So we're gonna put it on the old shelf. And it's so nice that it matches Shadow of the Gods very nicely in height. Oh, it's very close, but it does match. Amazing. Super excited about that. Amazing. But yeah, that's been my day so far. Super gloomy, brain in a bit of a fog, but I did have a really lovely time at lunch, so that's good. Anyways, now I'm gonna just sit on the couch and I think I want to do some reading. I think I'm gonna read some of Bluebird, see how far I can get through with that, but first, it's time for some comfy clothes. Hello, my lovely friends. It is now much later. It's like 1 in the morning. But I finished Bluebird, and this was lovely. Oh my god, I enjoyed it so much. Oh man, was that a time. There was a lot of like sciencey bits to it that I had no idea what they meant or like what was going on. But I really enjoyed it. It had a lot of like heart and really good characters, and it was very good. Oh, and action, and just so much action, and stakes like none other. Very good. And like a lot of conversations about like who do you give your loyalty to, and like belief systems too, which is very interesting. Belief systems of like a institution that has completely controlled every aspect of someone's life, and like what that means to wholeheartedly believe in them. Ooh, what an interesting read, and very, very good. Anyways, I'm tired, and it's 1 in the morning, so I really need to go to bed. But I wanted to pop in and say, hey, I finished Bluebird. Incredible. I don't know what I'm gonna get up to tomorrow. It's Sunday tomorrow. I really don't want to do anything at all. I really like to read. I'd really like to finish more than just 6 books in the month of April, but apparently that is not in the cards for me, because the only other book that I'm really working on is Valor, and that book is large. So maybe I'll try and finish a good chunk of that tomorrow, because I'm barely starting. I've barely started it, so maybe that's the plan. Maybe that'll be the plan. And I also have Jade Legacy with me. Am I ever gonna finish Jade Legacy? We're gonna find out. Maybe I should work on that tomorrow instead and try finish it. Do you guys ever get into that, like, I want to read, but like nothing is calling to me mood? Because I'm there, and that kind of sucks, but that's okay. I'm also in the, like, slowly getting into the mood of, like, I want to just reread some books, but I don't know what I want to reread, because nothing I have that I would like to reread is, like, short in any way, which, you know, would be actually be conducive to life. Read something short rather than 700, 800 pages. Ugh, who the hell knows? I also have the Battle of the Linguist Mages, which I do want to also try, which is very exciting as well. I feel like this one's gonna be weird. We'll see. We'll see what the vibe is for tomorrow, but it doesn't matter. I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Hello, my lovely friends. Happy Sunday. I'm here, freshly done cleaning my place, and I'm just cozy on the couch because our rainstorm that we had yesterday has now turned into snow. Because we're just gonna be in eternal winter, I guess. So it's disgusting outside, and our lights and our like hydro keeps flickering, which is interesting. It's making for a little bit of, you know, spiciness to see if things will stay on. My plant lights have like kept resetting, so I just unplugged them, and I'll plug them back in tomorrow because I don't want them to get overheated. But yeah, I cleaned my place. I've just been kind of hanging out, listening to Potterless, and it is now 20 to 1 because that's just how Sundays go. They go too fast, and it is now the afternoon. But I am not going anywhere this afternoon because it is disgusting out, and my parents are like, yeah, you're not gonna come out of the city on these roads. They're gross. They're frozen and icy and slushy. It's not good. So I'm just gonna be here for the rest of the day. And I decided I'm going to pick up my book club pick, my friend's book club pick. She picked Piranesi for this month, so I got the audiobook for it, and I'm gonna read this today. I'm gonna try and get through the whole thing because the audiobook is like 6 hours long normally. So, you know, the way that I listen to it, I could probably get it done in like 2.5 hours, 3 hours. So we love to see it. But yeah, I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna annotate it as well because I'm excited about it. And it's just gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good, cozy day. And after that, who knows? I got my computer next to me. I might do some writing. I also have Valor next to me. I might do some reading of that later. Yeah, it's a cozy day wherein I don't want to do anything at all. And I'm very excited about it. But I think this is gonna be a good pick for today because I'm in the mood to read a book entirely in one sitting. So we're gonna do that with Piranesi. Piranesi is, I have no idea. It's interesting that she picked this one because we just did House of Leaves for book club. So this one's also about a weird house and a man stuck in a weird house, but it's like infinitely smaller and more Greek, I'm assuming, because of the satyr on the cover. Satyr? Fawn? Looks like Pan. Gonna say satyr. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna start reading this. Just like that, Piranesi is done. What a read. This was totally not what I was expecting. I am just so confused and intrigued and baffled by this. I annotated the hell out of it, asking questions and making hypotheses and being like, what is happening? What is happening? And then at the end, I kept asking, like, what is this book about, you know? Like at the end here. And I wrote, like, what a whimsical and wonderful world is depicted in this. And there's a refrain that's repeated twice in this book. And it's, the beauty of the house is immeasurable, its kindness infinite. And like right off the top, I was like, oh, so the beauty of the house is the world. Piranesi is seeing this as the world. Like the house is a representation of the world as a whole. Because to Piranesi, the world that he is in is the house. The world and the house is the same thing. He says this actually near the beginning. He says, but they're like the same thing. So it's an interchangeable word for him. Because outside of the house is the cosmic, he says, and the house is innumerable hallways and vestibules and different things, which is really cool. A really cool way to see the world. And it's almost a study of the ancient world and the ancient man and like philosophizing and science in that very pure form that it was when like Greek philosophers were a thing and that kind of stuff. And that's what Piranesi embodies. And then we have the other, which is another man in this, and he's extremely modern. He is the businessman. He is the man who doesn't explore. He is always looking for a way to break through a question. This big question of like the meaning of the world or whatever. It's not exactly that, but it's like it's a parallel to that question. Like, what is the meaning of the universe kind of a thing. Piranesi's just like, nah, like there's no need for this. I'm good with my statues and my fish and my birds. Like, I'm good. I'm just here. And he like takes journals and he's very meticulous with his studies and findings on the natural world around him. And then that breaks when Piranesi starts to listen and investigate, and he's told by the other man that he's lost some of his memory. He's basically told that he's gone mad, and that in turn makes him go mad for a little. It's an interesting conundrum. And then he starts to like investigate more stuff. Then he meets another man, a really, really old man in the halls who says that he's just visiting. And Piranesi's like, this must be a prophet. And it's so interesting. And then by the end, it's like all broken into pieces. And I'm like, is this a study of the ancient world versus the modern? Yes. Is this a metaphor for being lost in the world and not knowing who you are? Yes. Is this a look at mental health and the breaking of such things? Yes. And is this also a study of victims of murder and kidnapping and abuse? Yes. It is all these things in one, and I'm very intrigued and confused. And Susanna Clark, what the hell? So, what an intriguing read. What an intriguing read. Oh, wow. That was such a journey. And I think this is something that you almost have to read in one sitting. You almost have to immerse yourself in it, because then you start where Piranesi starts. You're trying to figure stuff out. And like there's a word in here at one moment where the other asks Piranesi, basically like, what does the word Battersea mean to you? Piranesi's like, that's a nonsense word. I don't understand this word. And I was like, because I'm Canadian and I don't know geography, I was like, I really want to Google Battersea, but I don't want to like ruin the story for me. And then I was like, fuck it, I'm going to Google it anyways. It's literally just a place in London. And then I was like, I was expecting it to be something very mythologically tied. Now, speaking of mythology in this has such an interesting look at mythology, as I was talking about the ancient man and the Greece and Rome ties. And then the idea of like Christianity and God comes in in different places. And there's a moment where Piranesi sees a white cross in the sky. And as it comes close to him, he realizes it's an albatross. It's a bird. And then he like, you know, takes care of the bird. But he sees very clearly a white cross in the sky. And he believes that the house that he's in is like kind, and this almost like this being that like it gives him stuff. And I'm like, that is a direct correlation to God. But then in this, he also mentions God. Who the hell am I to know? I am so excited to discuss this in book club with my friends because, woo, what an intriguing read. I don't know what to rate it. I'm gonna give it a bit before I throw it through Cop-Out. Woo, what a read! Totally different from Bluebird. Finishing yesterday, but oh man. Anyways, I don't know what to do now. I think I might watch something maybe, or maybe I'll dive into Valor. I'm still in a reading mood, and it's only 3:26, so I might do that. Also today, the bangs have been hidden in my hairline, and I kind of like this look. I don't know what's going on with my hair today, but it's not, I look like myself from months ago, which is interesting because like the bangs totally changed my facial shape. Who knows? I don't know. Not me. But yeah, Piranesi, what a read. What an intriguing read. Anyways, yeah, I just thought I'd update you on that. Finished Piranesi. What a wild ride. I'll update you guys just a little bit later, depending on what I do. Hello, my lovely friends. Happy Monday. Look at that. It's actually kind of bright outside today. It's been 3 days of just gloom, and today it's cold as hell, but it's bright, and it has totally changed my mood. It's not sunny. It's still cloudy and overcast, but it's actually bright, like you can tell. It's bright. Oh, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. But hello, friends. It's Monday. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this vlog. It is definitely shorter than I intended it to be. I was editing it this morning and I was just like, wow, I didn't film as much as I thought I was going to this weekend, which is fine, I guess. Shorter vlogs are always fun. I wanted to kind of, you know, give you a little update. Yesterday I ended up, after last talking to you, I ended up watching Emma because I put on Netflix and I was like, it's on Netflix, and they brought back Pride and Prejudice as well, so I have those two. They're like comfort movies for me. Emma, the 2020 Emma is like my favorite movie of all time. I watched it yesterday and it was just so good. I love it so much. That nightly is the nightly that I have in my head for whenever I read the book. Oh god, I love nightly so much. And then after that, I ended up picking up a novella because I wanted to listen to something really, really short as I made dinner. And so I listened to Nevo's second novella. I think it's when the tiger came down the mountain. It's that one. I'll put it on the screen. But it was good. I remember listening to their first novella. Do I have it on my shelves? I think I have it on my shelves somewhere. Their first novella, this one, and I was like, I don't know if I was not in the right headspace for it, but I had no idea what was going on, and I didn't really like it that much. The second one, I actually enjoyed. I actually had a good time, which was really good, and so I listened to the entirety of that when I was making dinner yesterday. So amazing. Another book listened to. So yeah, finished that in like an hour and a bit because it was a nice short little novella. Very fun. Very good way to spend making dinner time. Listening to a novella. And then after dinner, I like watched some Bones for a bit. And then I was like, I want to read some more. So I picked up Jade Legacy again. Finally. Friggin' finally. And now I am halfway through. And I went through so many emotions. Because you guys know, I've talked about this in like every single reading vlog for the past few reading vlogs, but I'm not the typical fan of Jade Legacy and the Greenbone Saga, because I can recognize it is absolutely wonderful and fantastic and well written and an incredibly well crafted story. However, I'm just not as obsessed with it with everyone else. And the first one, Jade City, is my favorite, is the best out of all of them so far, because that one was actually one that I was invested in the characters. I really liked the 3 Call siblings. There is a moment in that book that physically shocked me, and then Jade War felt more detached and more, I don't know, political, and which is like the whole point of the series. But it felt like, I was like, wow, this is really well crafted, but there's so much political intricacies that's going over my head that I'm kind of losing my enjoyment. And Jade Legacy is a continuation of that. Jade Legacy spans many years, many years, because I fondly, like, you could kind of tell that she just wants to get to like the kids of the Call siblings, and she wants to make them older so that they, like, you can kind of see how the clan is changing, kind of a thing, which is interesting. But I loved the dynamics of the Call siblings in the first book, and I almost wish that the Greenbone Saga had done a trilogy with the Call siblings in the first book, and like really dug into the beginning of the war, and then done like another trilogy of like, and a companion trilogy of like the kids, like to show how it's like the clan has changed, you know? I know that's not how it is, but I was thinking about that last night. I was like, it would have been kind of cool if we got to like actually dig into more of that and like see these moments and see these people actually change and grow, because there is so much of that growth lost over these big time jumps in here. Like with Andon, who is the cousin, I loved the storyline for him in Jade City, and then in Jade War we kind of like, we get more of his storyline, but once we kind of get to a point where he rejoins the family a little bit in a way, we just jump over everything else that he was like dealing with at the time, and we just get him now. Like the Call siblings are like in their 40s, and Andon's in his late 30s now. Like we just jump, and I'm like, but I wanted to see Andon grow. Like I wanted to actually see him grow. So I think that's the one thing that is making me less of a fan of these later books in the series, but I'm still really enjoying the series. And last night, like something insane happened, so I like had to keep reading to make sure that everything was okay and like turned out okay, because I don't trust Fonda Lee, because she most definitely could have just stolen those characters from us after this moment. But now I'm sitting at page 383, so I'm gonna try and power through the rest of this week and have this one also finished on my April like read list, because I've been reading it for too long. But yeah, almost 200 pages read in this yesterday, so very nice. But I am in that mood, as I explained yesterday, that I want to read so much, but I don't know what to read. So if you guys have any books that you've absolutely adored recently, please let me know what they are down below. Any genre, sci-fi, fantasy, literary, contemporary, whatever, any genre, I want to know, because even though I have a lot of books on my TBR, I want to just keep adding more books and keep reading. Yeah, I've also been like kind of toying with the idea of starting another reading vlog, like a lengthy reading vlog that deals with sci-fi specifically. It might not work out very well, because next month is Medievalathon, and Medievalathon, I have 10 books laid out for it. So I'm also hoping to get an extra video up this week that is my Medievalathon TBR. I don't know when it's gonna go up, but I'm hoping it does at some point, because I have the books, so I have them all laid out, and I wanna do a TBR video for that. So who knows? We'll see when that goes live. But keep your eyes peeled, and like and subscribe and all that wonderfulness. But anyways, my friends, this weekend I finished that, that novella I just talked about. I finished 200 pages more of Jade Legacy, and I finished Bluebird on Saturday, which was a great sci-fi, and I finished Piranesi yesterday. So I did get some good reading into this weekend. So I'm proud of that, and I'm happy with that. So I hope you guys really enjoyed watching this vlog. Thank you so much for watching if you made it to the end, and I will catch you in another video very, very soon. Stay kind and keep on reading.